my soldiers and turn them into driveling hordes of their own misshapen number.
I'd like to ask you some additional questions.
If you must.
So your main problem is the undead.
Bravo! Figured that one out, did you? I hadn't been stuck here for 2 years because we're being besieged by fluffy kittens, you know. Those brain-feasting freaks out there keep on coming. And it takes all the sword arms and all of Ahu's half-baked contraptions to keep them at bay. Keeping them at bay, that is all we do. Were that I could break their backs once and for all.
How are you enjoying Syceal?
How am I enjoying it? Are you spoiling for a fight, Hunter? Are you? Syceal stinks of fish, reeks of orcs, and on a good day, the wind disperses the stench of decomposing corpses. I can't remember the last time I had a proper piece of steak, and by now, I retch at the mere sight of sardines. So in conclusion, I am not enjoying Syceal.
Okay, what, in your opinion, are the orcs doing on the beach?
I'd say they're looking for weak spots in our defenses. They can't make an attack over land for fear of Ahu's magical machines, so they're trying their luck by sea. They won't succeed, though. Not against the Legion.
Tell me about the Legion.
We are the pride of Rivalon, to be found and to be seen everywhere. We don't hide in the dark and lurk in corners like some I could mention. No, we protect the civilized from the barbaric, and we do so impeccably.
Haru tells me he suspects a sect might be at work in Syceal.
Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat, licking God's knows which body parts. Sects,
Oh, God.
sorcerers. You'll be seeing flying carpets next.
Let's discuss Jake's murder.
Gods above! Some politician snuffs it and everyone's in an uproar. Ridiculous! I told that wizard brat of an Ahu not to bother. But he just had to send for source hunters, didn't he? Bloody magicians. They see a pigeon poop and think sorcery's afoot. Nevertheless, I want to be kept in the loop. Understand? I am in command of this town. Not Mayor Cecil, not Ahu, and definitely not some hotshot source hunter. So investigate Jake's death if you feel so inclined, but report back to me the moment you discover something out of the ordinary. The scene of the crime is over at the King Crab Inn. You can tell the guard you have my permission to enter. Now off with you!
Okay, in regards to Jake's wife, Esmeralda.
Esmeralda is Jake's wife. Well, widow. Everyone in town, down to the crabs on the beach, is convinced she killed him. Now, the girl has the reputation of being a flirt. There is that. But that doesn't suffice as evidence, wouldn't you say? Or do source hunters rely on hearsay alone, perhaps? That certainly would explain some of the cock-ups you lot have made in the past. What? You're going to stand there and claim with a straight face your order never wrongly tortured and executed anyone? Hardly. But I won't stand for such nonsense. If you bring evidence before me, I'll evaluate it with perfect objectivity. The Legion relies on reason, see? Not idle superstition.
Man, rude. Alright. So he's got nothing for me. Nothing to add, really. Okay, so do identify stuff though. This. Damn. Old lens of the Doctor. The Sarang of Spirit. I'll get it to me. Oh. Okay. So there's downstairs and there's upstairs.
Back into the fray.
Oh, there's Aru. Okay.
How can I help you, my friend?
Oh, he also sells Geomancer and Pyro. Oh, no, it's the same. I'm dumb. I've already talked to him to get those. Okay. You can sell him that, though. 100%. And I didn't want to sell this yet. I wanted to wait. Sell that, though. Cool. Okay. But keep talking to him. 3, myself, thank you.
Healing right when you need it.
Look at these piles of books, man. Dude, how does that even... Wow, okay. Painting of... Oh, dude, painting of a pig? Are you serious? I already have one of those. And they're pretty good. Nah. It's not worth it. Universal Controller Instruction Manual.
Lucky find!
Magical Unlocked Scroll. Secret of the Scroll Volume 2. Take that too. Nothing. Yes. I don't know what that was, but that seems cool. I'm gonna take these. Okay, cool. Seems like we looted the place. Cleansing Water Scroll. Oh, it's a 100% chance to unlock. Nice. Yeah, she needs to get my 2 paintings of a pig. Okay, let's see here. The absence of the 7 gods. Nobody knows for certain why the gods left Rivellon. We cannot say for sure when they left, but estimations place it nearly 2,000 years ago. Wise folk from all over the country have studied this exodus of the god, while the priests believe that the gods are still among us and watch over us unseen, so that they might judge us by our deeds. Some scholars believe the gods never existed and are nothing more than fables. Okay. Sure. Hold on. What does it say? Scorch marks and dents pocking its cover indicates that this manual was written only after a lengthy bout of trial and error. Welcome to Haru Sparkmaster 5000 Universal Controller Instruction Manual. With the Universal Controller in hand, you can give your beloved weapon of mass destruction various commands. Here are some of our customers' favorite. Angry, Happy, Angry, vent steam. Angry, Angry, Sleepy, discharge electricity. Sleepy, Sleepy, Happy, weapons deactivated. Angry, 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 Universal Controller deactivated. And Happy, 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 party time. Woo! Have fun! Okay. I don't know why she said lucky find when we got this. Special, Dust to Dust. Pixie Dust is to enchanting as kindling is to fire. One is the basis of the other. But never fear, you needn't go pixie hunting and pixie crushing unless you've scads of spare time and an iron stomach. No, first we begin with Stardust. Fortunately, you needn't carve and crush a chunk from a constellation, unless again you've the time in the stomach. The Stardust herb is relatively common and simple to crush to a fine powder. Combined with bone dust, you've a very powerful pixie dust indeed. But let's not leave the oft-forgotten moon dust out of the equation. I won't bore you with the details, but suffice it to say that a simple moonstone gem will suffice as fully as a chunk of moon itself. Combine crushed moonstone moon dust with stardust to create a fine pixie dust. Oh. Okay, so you're telling me right now that if I do this and then this with that, what? Dude. That's crazy. How do I make a scroll of something then? Whoa. Okay. That's hilarious, by the way, that I can reuse these. Solve this riddle and you'll be the first of 4 steps closer to plumbing my glittering depths. A full moon, so a circle, right? A wedding ring, so another circle. A wide eye, another circle. Which digit am I? Zero? Is that what it means by digit, or does it mean like a finger? Full moon, wedding ring, and a wide eye. That's 3 zeros. I don't know what this means. Huh. Yeah, I'll accept that. Nice. How about you tell me a bit more about yourself, Aru?
But certainly. What would you like to know?
Who, or rather what, are you?
Oh, I am but a wizard. A guardian of man and beast. And indeed, I am both. My body, like any other, is bound to temporal decay. But my spirit is a speck of light that shone forth from the eternal sun that is the cosmic soul. My task upon this earth is to protect the heart of nature, the very antithesis of which is the intrigue spun by demons and directors of the dead. Hence my involvement in Scythial. You see, my one desire is to witness a world in which every mother looks around her and purrs with calm contentment. For she knows that her chicks or children, her cubs or calves, will grow up without knowing the meaning of menace, the enfeeblement of fear. To my great regret, none of them purr as yet.
Do tell me a bit more about this cat tricks of yours.
Oh, but that's not a trick. It's a blessing. Or does it surprise you that I enjoy taking a feline guise? Such magic is a gift, Hunter. To tread upon them, to be out in the night.
Yeah,
but of course, it's handy to speak in more than meow.
We've had this conversation before.
And I couldn't brew potions or make machines without opposable thumbs. This I freely admit. Let's just say I have found a way to enjoy the best of two worlds.
Isn't it dangerous to polymorph like you do? What if you get stuck in another form?
Oh, that'll never happen. Granted, a witch could make the polymorph permanent if she'd enchant me in my cat guise, but I'll just have to be careful around witches, won't I?
Yes.
I'm my own wizard, you know, and I don't intend to become anyone's familiar.
I have a few questions about Cyseal.
And what might those be?
What can we do about the undead that threaten Cyseal?
Those who are raising the dead dwell among us. They simply must be. But even though I've spent many a night leaping from tree to rooftop, watching on as citizens stagger home from the inn or simply burn the midnight oil, I haven't spied a single soul worthy of true suspicion. The enemy is wily. They know us better than we know them, and they've found ways to avoid both detection and distrust. Yet I am somehow convinced that you may succeed where the Legion and I have failed. Call it instinct.
You seem to be having a bit of an orc problem, do you not?
You have a flair for understatements, Hunter. I'm sure they are but a minor nuisance in the eyes of a born warrior. But to the Legion, they are green-skinned death incarnate. Until they conclude what mischief they intend to see through, or, less likely, they are conclusively defeated, we can but bar the gates and hole up like mice while the cats are on the prowl.
How did you design those magical ballistae of yours?
Oh, a mere trifle for one with the intellect of a feline and the engineering skills of a human. You basically construct a classic ballista, add a 100% legally obtained self-regenerating source of destructive magic to it, and Bobcat's your uncle.
Bobcat's your uncle, dude? Let's talk about Source Hunter business.
By all means.
Is there more you can tell me about the strangers that seem to be in league with the orcs?
I can't say much more, but that they're madmen. All the more dangerous to us because of their alliance with what should be a natural enemy. You won't see me teaming up with a terrier in a hurry.
Okay, and Jake's murder.
Of course. I hope your investigation fares well.
What happened the night of the murder?
I can but piece together what few morsels fell from the grapevine into a rather disappointing meal, I'm afraid. They say a woman arrived in the King Crab Inn sometime after midnight. She retired to a room on the ground floor where she was soon joined by a man who had been nursing the same cup of wine for hours. I say man and woman because both of them were cloaked and recognized by none. About an hour later, another figure arrived, headed for the same room. Soon after, a terrible commotion erupted and the thundering light of magic was witnessed by the few remaining patrons. It took a while for the landlord to pluck up the courage to enter the mystery room. When finally he did, he found Jake there, dead. How and why he came to be there, no one knows. But I had a good look around the scene of the crime before the Legion barred anyone from entering. The traces of magic I felt were vile. Source, no doubt.
Who, in your opinions, are the suspects?
I myself have none. Even though the rest of the town has already mentally tried and convicted Jake's wife, Esmeralda. Now, it may well be established that she is, in fact, the guilty party. I'm not claiming that I'm certain she's innocent, but let's just say that if I really thought this murder case would be so very easily resolved, I wouldn't have sent for source hunters.
It makes sense to me. Alright, bro. That's all fine and good. Now, do you mind coming back around this room? It's here somewhere. Come on, Naru. You can do it, bro. You know you want to. Here we go.
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter.
Oh, it's faring well. Uh-huh. Yes. Sometimes there's stuff like underneath beds and stuff, I'm pretty sure, but nothing here. Okay. Alright, we good. Alright, time to go down there. Oh, it's a prison.
You say you will take me under your wing, but I see no feathers. Are you a child of the birds, as I am of the bears?
What? A child of the bears? What does that mean exactly?
And so the lonely babe was fed upon the wild mother's milk, and cast aside from humankind, he thrived among his mother's ilk. So says the saga of Threes. Do you know it? The wise godwolf Amira raised the child Threes among her litter. So you see, I have good company. Threes the wolfson, and I the bear daughter.
Oh, bear daughter. Oh, God. Man, that's super awesome. What a name. I mean that I would be responsible for you and I will keep you out of trouble.
In truth, this is a relief. Your world is made with rules I have not yet memorized. I am happy to have a friend in such a place.
Oh, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Ask freely, my friend.
So you were raised by bears in the wild?
Your city is far more wild than Home Forest. In Home Forest, the rules are clear. In Home Forest, your strength and speed determine your fate. Here, a tiny screech woman, no swifter than a mudworm, might confine you into a tiny cage, and one must wait for a kind stranger to grant freedom.
But how did you learn to speak?
Jarrett, wise Jarrett, taught me the bird songs of our people. If not for him, I would never have learned more than the beasts could teach me. A beast's life is to survive. A human's is to know. I am both beast and human, and so I must do both.
You seem to know quite a lot of history for the daughter of a bear. How is this possible?
I have learned all the bird song that Jarrett could teach. I remembered every word. These tales have brought me much pleasure. The remembering of the beasts is without lies. We know not to approach the wasp's nest because long ago one bear mother discovered its dangers. This she taught to her cubs, and those cubs taught the next. We do not remember Rito and the battle of the buzzing brutes. We remember only what is useful to us now. Rito will be forgotten. The beauty of the story will be forgotten. But the lesson will not. It is different between beasts and humans. I am lucky to enjoy both ways.
Tell me about Jareth.
He came to me when I was small. A fierce, wild one, yet unaware of the difference between the other cubs and herself. He called to me in a soft song. At first I thought him a great bird. We each reached out to the other. We found each other. Jarrett visited me often, and in time I learned his songs and more. When he built a small cabin within Home Forest, I hunted his food and fetched his water by day while he studied his books and his magics. By night, by the fire, He'd tell me tales of the world of people. Jared is my master and my friend, my teacher and myself.